Yo ho, yo ho. Hark! Avast there! What be this? It be the pointy nose of a ship facing.
Hark?
Huh?
Did you just say hark?
Yeah, of course.
Like hark, the
be
herald
quiet.
pirates
Yeah, well,
sing.
kinda. Hold on. Shh.
Okay.
You're ruining the intro.
Okay.
Yeah, shit. You're ruining the intro.
Take
It's
two.
the atmosphere.
Take
Okay,
two.
take two. Hark!
The herald angels sing.
Really? Do you have to?
Glory.
Okay. I'll try it a different way. I'll try it a different way.
Okay, go.
How about that?
Take three.
Avast there! It be too late to alter course, 'cause it's the Sometimes Vlog!
And it's a vlog that happens, and the cannon has been removed.
A cannon has been removed.
There was normally a cannon there.
Why would there be a cannon on the side of a random railing pointing towards Pirates
Why
of the
is there an
Caribbean?
anchor that's not anchoring the ship, even though the ship is actually stationary?
Wait a minute. If there's
Something
an anchor
makes me
and
ring
a ship,
a
we
bell.
must be on a ship. Look at this, everybody. We're up here on the nose, on the prow, on the very beginning pointy front part of the sailing ship Columbia here at Disneyland. Look at these kids getting to ring the bell. That really does ring a bell with me.
This ship rings a bell.
Look at this. Look at this shippy vlog that we are doing up here on board the ship. It's me, it's Adam, the
If I had a diamond
here.
right now, I would just go, oops, like in Titanic.
Oops. If you had a what? I thought you said if you had a dime. A diamond?
Because it wouldn't go to the bottom of the ocean. It would only go about 12 feet down to the bottom of the rivers of America.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Rivers of America. Now, because of construction of Star Wars Land, many attractions are closing as they redesign the back of Rivers of America, and there's no more rides available on the Mark Twain or the sailing ship Columbia. But Disney has decided that instead of boring everyone to tears or making everybody sad with closed attractions, they've decided to dock the Columbia here at her dock and allow all these guests to come on board for the rest of the week and explore
It's cool
the
that they're doing
sailing
that.
ship Columbia.
It's very unusual to look over here and see no people meandering around.
Empty Tom
It's
Sawyer
very
Island.
empty.
Very peaceful. No canoes to throw bread at or
The
ducks
canoes
to
are not
throw
coming
rocks
back, right?
at.
That's the
Wait,
rumor.
what?
No more canoes.
That's the rumor, but we'll see. I don't know. The canoes are pretty beloved by some.
Yeah.
Little Disney trivia for you. I've never even ridden.
The first time I ever did it was with Tim and Jen Tracker.
to do that.
What do
Really?
you think is more
pretty
beloved?
recent.
The
Okay.
goats or the canoes? If people had to keep one, would they keep the goats or would they keep the canoes?
I think right now people are overreacting that the goats are gone from Big Thunder Ranch. They'd say the goats, but really the canoes are probably more beloved. The goats have only been here since the 70s-ish.
Would the canoes be adopted out to a local farm, like the goats were?
To a local canoe farm?
Yeah, canoe farms.
That's probably where they went. 'Cause I don't see
Tippecanoe
'em.
State Park. There actually is a state park called Tippecanoe.
Why?
Tippecanoe.
That sounds like a mean place where there's a lot of
Tippecanoe.
pranks. Anyway, look at this. The Columbia, the sailing ship Columbia, modeled after or a close historical approximation of the Columbia Rediviva, which in 1790 became the first American vessel to sail around the world, Adam. This is a circumnavigable
And
replica
also the
boat.
birthplace of Hollywood Boulevard. Here as well.
This is where they came up with the Walk of Fame. Now, a lot of people know that you can ride on top of the Columbia and go around like the Mark Twain. The Columbia is only ever really used on extremely crowded days at Disneyland. So a lot of people...
Usually Saturdays and Sundays and holidays.
Saturdays, Sundays, holidays in the middle of the summer. And a lot of people don't ever get a chance to ride on board the ship or ring this bell. How do you like that, Adam? You like that ringing sound?
I like that.
Is there a ringing in your ears?
No, because I was far enough away to where it didn't.
So a lot of people say, well, I've been on the Mark Twain, but I've never been on the Columbia. Well, then a lot of people don't know that you can do this. Walk down inside. Mind thy head, mind your chest. Look how tall you are, sir.
limbo.
Look how tall this guy is. Actually, I'm kind of right there with you. I'm gonna get decapitated. I mean, look at this, everybody. Not only is it as close of a faithful historical replica as they could make it on the outside of the Columbia, although there was only actually one picture of the real Columbia to copy this ship from, and the rumor is that the designer of the boat actually used the HMS Bounty from Mutiny on the Bounty as a reference point because they had the original plans for designing this ship.
interesting.
But this is a real replica of how the hold would be one floor down.
That's pretty cool.
This Disneyland boat's flat
All I
on the
can
bottom.
think of, you know when Pinocchio became a real boy? You ever wonder what happened to
According to
his...
the ride, he didn't.
Do you ever wonder what happened to his Pinocchio wooden nose?
No.
It's right here.
Oh my gosh. So when he died, they cut off the tip of his nose and used it for
Down here.
planking?
Yep. It's an unknown Disney secret fact, along with the Back to the Future canoe.
That's it.
Which is over.
Everybody remember this.
What is that,
Columbia's real. It's
Pinocchio's
Pinocchio's real
We're just
nose.
noticing this.
No, down here would have been the cargo hold, so one floor down would have been packed with all kinds of furs and things from North America. Beaver pelts. Adam, you love beaver. So you are really upset when people kill them for their furs, aren't you? You are. But it's okay. That's a historical truth that they used to kill the beavers and use their pelts and fur, buffalo fur, and trade them all around the world. And in 1790, the Columbia Rediviva, which means the Columbia Revived, went around the world and made an around-the-world tour and became the first American vessel to do so, which was still a pretty rare thing in the 1790s. You're talking about Captain Cook was still exploring and discovering new things in the 1770s, so pretty big deal. Look at this. So down here, this is where the crew would have actually slept and lived in a thing about this size. And so it shows you what kind of cramped and dark quarters. Can you imagine living inside a boat like this for 2 years?
I would have a crick in my neck.
Yeah.
It's so tall.
2 or 3 years you'd have to live on this, and it'd be rocking and rolling and moving around the entire time. All the men would be trapped down here in the foul air, the foul stench. There's no toilets.
Where do they use the restroom?
Okay, this is interesting. For real. Look at this. What is this? Bosun's locker? This is where they lock up the booze. You want some booze, bro? You don't drink.
I'd rather have a restroom.
Okay, so
If
here's
I
how
was stuck on a ship for that many
So
years.
here's how they do it.
Drinking that
Because there's no restroom here and there's no indoor plumbing inside of here, they would use what's called seats of ease. They would stick long boards off the side of the ship that had a hole in them, and you had to shimmy out there, pull down your knickers? I don't know. What did they wear back then, Adam? Drawers? Knickers?
Knickers.
Your knick drawers, and you had to squat out there on the edge of a stick as the ship is rolling and tumbling through
You can't
the
do that
waves.
here when it's parked at Disneyland.
No, not at all.
They would not
restrooms here.
really
They would
like
not.
you
They would
to-
frown upon
Look
that.
at this.
Whoa, what's this? Those are the bellows. Quit your bellowing.
Now look, you look down close.
Look at how creepy. Oh,
You can
what?
actually see a flame down in there.
Is there? It's blinking as you're doing that. It's not getting brighter, but it is blinking. It's blinking. Let's get out of the way of these people. We'll go around the other way. Look at this. You can see how close and cramped. This is where the cook would have to cook for all the men down here.
I was noticing this last time I was in here. There is actually a disgusting dead fish in that pot over there.
Where?
Over here.
Oh, disgusting dead. Oh, look at the stew they're making. Oh, would you eat that, bro?
Can you see it?
Would you? Yeah. Did you see? I ate escargot in France. Did you see that? The vlog I did?
I did see it.
I have eaten
didn't finish it,
escargot.
though.
I would not eat this fish.
Didn't finish
You
it.
didn't finish it?
Wait, I'm trying to get a.
about
trying to get
You're trying to take
check
a
this
picture
out.
of
No,
it?
look.
Oh, we're trying to get the flashlight working? It's not working. There we go. Look at his glass eye. Is that glass or is it real? Smell it. Smell that. Smell it. Get in there. Smell it.
Sandy Duncan? Does anyone know where that
I
came
don't
from?
even know where that came from. You just said a
Sandy
name to
Duncan,
a
the
fish.
famous actress from like the 80s, she had a glass eye.
Oh, I thought it was a reference to the sniffing. I'm
Get
not
it?
sure. I don't know who that is.
Sandy Duncan?
I don't get it.
There was actually a punk band named Sandy Duncan's Glass Eye.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding.
Look at this. This is where they kept the food. Vinegar. I want it. I can't reach it. Can you reach the vinegar,
At first,
sir?
when I read this, it says dry stores. I thought it said dirty stories. I thought this. Look at this.
Why would
I
they
thought
have a
this-
room just on a ship
Look,
just for dirty stories?
Look at this. No, show it. Dirty store. I thought it said dirty
So they used to
stories.
keep a room for
I
dirty
was like,
stories.
this
That's
is-
why sailors talk the way they do. Look at how cramped this would be. This is where the guys would sleep. The men folk would sleep on little bunks. Most
No
ships,
way I
though,
could
they had
fit on.
hammocks. They would sling hammocks across there and have to tie them up at night.
That would be really cool to live that way.
Well, I don't know, man.
Look how tiny those are, though.
Yeah, you couldn't fit on
There's
that.
no way.
There's no way you could fit on there. Look at this. So these might have been like officers or something like that would have these nice
would have the
sleeping
nicer
quarters.
bunks.
Because I don't think the regular like swab the deck sailor would have had a
The
bunk.
steerage colony people that were here.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't think that the Columbia transported slaves or anything like that. I don't think so. But it did transport lots of furs and pelts and traded all the way around the world and returned back to North
So
America.
weird having to hunch over as
Yeah,
I walk.
it is really weird. There you go. Oh, now we can go towards the back. The smoking lamp is out. Does that mean that you can't smoke?
Is this where the smoking lamp was? Right
I
here?
guess it
no?
must have been where the smoking lamp was, which I don't know what that is. Look at these. I bet these are full of actual real life jackets, probably. Oh, look, a wooden fish. A compass binnacle.
That's actually cool.
I don't know what that's for. Someone please
To
explain.
scare the living you know what out of someone.
Snot.
Imagine if you were sleeping.
I said snot. I'm
If you were
sorry.
sleeping and someone took that and like just jabbed it into your face, like you were, what is going on here?
What is going on? I'm
sleeping.
seasick.
I was like this.
You're seasick.
I'm sleeping. I'm like,
Yeah.
and then I went back to sleep and I just forgot the whole thing even happened.
Why would you forget that? Something like that. Okay, here's all these. Here's the mate's cabin. So there's your first mate. He's got a lot of leg room in there. Can
Is
you
that
see
where they do
inside of
all
there?
the?
No, come on. The mating? What's that mean?
It's where you say, "Good day, mate."
Oh, good day, mate, and you become best mates, and then you're best friends. Okay, that's what that means. Look at here's the surgeon's cabinet. He's got all kinds of medicine in there. Now, do you think he was one of those guys? Like, what was the guy of the Michael Jackson doctor name? Like, what if he had a ship?
Guy that went to prison for 2 years.
Yeah, a ship surgeon who was like a little corrupt, and he was like, here's a little.
What I think ship surgeon.
What kind of drugs did they have back then?
Tequila?
Opium? Like, here's a little opium.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ugh. I don't know, but I don't think medicine back in the 17.
suits back then?
I don't think so. That's what I was just gonna say.
There
In
were
the
really no lawyers that actually.
in
like,
the 1700s, who's gonna protect you from this
Right.
guy hacking off your leg? Like, I think your leg might need to come off. Who's gonna argue with him? Here's the steward's quarters. I thought it said Stewart at first. I thought it was gonna be Patrick Stewart's quarters. Oh, these are the captain's quarters. So the
There's the
captain's
map.
got a bed, a couch.
That's a pretty legit photo.
Dude, the captain's room is like almost as nice as that Grand California
pretty good
suite.
view.
That's pretty, right? Look at that. You can see all the people eating food out there. This is kind of reminds me of Captain Hook's pirate ship in the movie Hook. Two questions. One, what do you think they did with that ship? They just throw it in the trash afterwards? Two, the inside of the ship when he's like, oh, I'm going to do it this time, Smee. Don't try to stop me, Smee. And he's got the whole thing and the little model thing. No way that would fit in a ship like this.
There's no way.
There's just no
The
way.
third question is, aren't they remaking that movie? I heard.
Are they remaking
I
Hook?
think they're remaking Hook.
No,
I heard a weird rumor.
No.
I know they do a lot of Peter Pan
They
movies,
did that
but I
Pan
think they're
movie. They
specifically
better not remake Hook.
going to be remaking
Robin
Hook.
Williams, though. It's too soon.
He won't be in it.
It's too, well,
Well, maybe CGI, because they did that. Well, they did that thing when
they can't.
Tupac sang at.
They just better.
thing.
Well, okay, let's take a look at here. So this is the mess area where all the people would have to dine with the captains. So how long would you say this whole thing is? Just a guesstimate of the length of the ship. I'm sure people can Google it really easily, but
85 feet.
85 feet. Not a very
More than
big,
that.
not a very big living space inside of here. Though. Okay, let's go up. We have to make this short and sweet. Let's go up. Oh, we can't go up here. We can't go up here. Okay, let's go up. Oh yeah, speaking of Hook, that was going to be the other thing. Speaking of Captain Hook, they also use this ship. You may be familiar with this ship if you've really never noticed it before, as Captain Hook's pirate ship in FANTASMIC, the FANTASMIC show, which also isn't going on. But FANTASMIC actually changed and altered this ship forever. Walt Disney wanted it to be a very faithful replica, so when they had it built, by the way, this is the only three-masted bark built for over 100 years in the United States. Did you know that? When they had it, yeah, bark, B-A-R-Q-U-E. I really don't know what that means, but I know it's true. When they had it built, Walt Disney, I think the only thing that's different from the real ship is that this mast is a little bit shorter than the real one would have been. It would have been even taller. But Walt wanted it to be so accurate, he wanted the sails to be able to unfurl themselves.
Yeah.
And if you look at really old pictures of the boat, you can see the sails partially down. They were self-tacking sails, so they come back down by themselves and go back up by themselves. But when they started doing FANTASMIC show, and Peter Pan and Captain Hook are like up here on the ropes and rigging and jumping around, they had to change
parts
that.
of the show.
They had to keep the sails rolled up for safety reasons. Look at this stuff. Let's look at the cannon.
You know what's cool too? Not only do they let you wander around and have this park,
Yeah.
they actually have a photo pass cast member that can take a picture of you.
We should do it.
We will after
We
we,
should
do the
take
vlog.
a fun pic
after we do the
Post
vlog.
it on
let's do
Adam
it.
the Woo Instagram. So there you go, the Columbia.
I've been on Facebook too, but that's cool that they're there and hearing information.
Look at this. A cannon. A cannon. A cleat. A cleat. I swear I saw a cleat. And look off the back. I've always wanted to stand here. Look at me now, Mom.
This is totally a backwards Titanic.
I am doing it, Mom. A backwards Titanic.
Remember when Titanic was the biggest movie in the world? remember
Instead
that?
of Star Wars.
Remember that time?
Now we have revenge. You should hang on the back of this, because when the ship goes down, and be like, this is where we first met. The worst line in Titanic, when they go to the back,
kinda liked
and
it,
the
though.
ship
I
is
know
going
what
down.
you're
She's like, this is, hey Jack, this is where we first met. Like, now's not the time, Rose.
Yeah.
The freaking boat is sinking. People are dying.
It terrified
This
me
is
too when
not
that guy
the time.
jumps off and then he hits the
Oh, no.
propeller.
That was traumatic.
I like
Titanic was a
Titanic.
good
I
movie.
like
We should
Titanic.
watch Titanic together.
It used to be on 2 VHSs.
No,
I would always just
no.
throw the second VH in because that's when the ship starts to sink.
That is the better
so
part
I've
of the
seen
movie.
the second half of the movie 10 times more than I've seen the first half. James Cameron has
That's
made some
genius.
great films.
All right, there's the wheel of the Columbia. Do we want to touch it? Should we touch it before we end this?
Yeah.
Should we end this?
steer?
With some touching? I think we're allowed to steer. Or let's find out. Are we allowed to touch the wheel?
What's that?
Oh yeah, we're allowed to touch it. Oh. And that would turn the rudder down there somewhere. Look at that, how that works. Look at, we're touch it together. Let's take a fun pic, Adam. We did it, a fun one. All right, there you go, the Columbia. There's the pumps that would pump the water out from the bottom when the water would inevitably come through the wooden planking. By the way, there's real wood planking on here, mahogany and oak and all kinds of fine woods. And by the way,
This guy's just waiting for
Walt Disney, by the way, one more thing. Walt Disney heard that the real sailing ships, when they would build these real ships, they would put a silver dollar underneath the...
Is it still here?
Underneath each mast. So underneath each one of these masts, Admiral Joe Fowler told Walt Disney this nautical facts. Walt Disney himself placed the 3 silver dollars under each mast of the Columbia sailing
So there are
ship.
$3.
So there's actually secret treasure right somewhere in here. Not this gum, secret treasure in here. That's a real Disney fact. I know a lot about this
I hate to
boat.
break it to you, but that gum is actually bird.
Good thing I didn't lick it.
I know.
I was feeling like a lick too, because I wanted some minty goodness in my mouth. I almost was like, whew.
I've never seen gum of that texture in
I'm
color
glad
before.
you really know your poop. I was going to say it a different way, and then I
I'm a
realized that would be
connoisseur of
inappropriate.
dung.
Yeah, you really know your dung there, buddy. I'm glad I'm with you. All right, let's go take a fun pic with this guy.
let's
And
do it.
we checked out the Columbia,
wanna
on
give, like,
board
a
the
little
Columbia.
360 circle?
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Start this way. 360. It'll be here for a few more days, and then they're going to dock the Mark Twain here supposedly for a week.
Probably after
and
the
then
Mark Twain,
they're going to drain the rivers of America.
Water.
So we will not be able to be on the Columbia for about another year. So just by joining us on the Columbia this time, you've done your duty.
Now you can go home and take a photo pass with us later and look at it on my Instagram
Adam
or
Wu,
my Twitter
Live Fast, Die
or
Poor.
my Facebook.
Justin Scar Twitter.
And then later
then-
on tonight,
Oh yeah,
you can go home again and sleep. That went well.
Yes.